palette aside, start with this surface. So I take my brush and I'm choosing the place for my drawing. So if I imagine my cat is on a half of surface, and sorry, my wood panel is 8 by 10 inches, but any size you have, welcome to work on it. I divide my model in half. The cat is on the bottom part and a little bit more towards center. So this is good for the top of his head, if I mention about that. The circle, this is body. I can first of all draw the shape like this, place it. This is like an egg shape, the body. Circle shape head and look like egg shape is body. And anytime we can fix the shape of our drawing after we add the accurate paint. For now, I just mentioned about the place. And his tail is from here, move toward this side of his body. And a tiny bit brown, because brown can make the blue a little bit look like a grayish color. Dark brown. So these are our paint for the sky. And I try to premix blue with a tiny bit brown, very tiny bit. I just add on the surface and give you time on that part. I'm going to start with this purpley tone first on top because the top of the model is more purpley. I'm a fan of heavy paint, so always I try to keep heavy paint on my brush. And I know here is more with the trees and the bushes is covered, so I'm not bring the sky color everywhere, just a little bit, bring it down, and in between I can mix with the white color as well in between. I'm not going to premix a lot on my palette. I can do it on my canvas as well. So this is different technique, two technique. You can go premix your paint on the palette, or even at the same time when you bring your paint on a surface of that you work at canvas, you can premix there. So it's sometimes easy to bring the light color on top of this mixture and bring the white and make your sky be smooth and soft. Because it's wet, when you bring the next color, easily they blend together. And then move on with this grayish color. Even we can make stroke like this shape to make it cloudy. Not really straight, because the sky can have cloud, and then you can change your brush stroke, look like cloud. In between these two colors that you already have in your canvas, you can have white color and let them all these three color mix together. But when you bring the white color, should be really mixed with the others, so not let it be sharp on the center of your canvas. And this time I'm not premix any color. I can use directly the paint and choose one smaller brush. Then start with reddish brown on the bottom part. And the stroke is, I try to use my stroke be look like the leaves, bunch of leaves close together. So start with heavy paint, a little bit, not much, because when you use a lots of heavy paint, it move forward. We would like to use it as a background. But I mean heavy paint to cover the surface easily. So with the smaller brush, try to use like a dot, like Impressionism style. Just left and right, move some stroke like that. And then in between, bring orangey tone. Very less use the brown, more is orange and the yellow. Then orange. I use my stroke, move toward left and right, change the direction because of shape of leaves and the trees. They're not in the same size and angle. Even if the bluey color is visible in between would be great. And then move on with yellow. Or sorry, yellow ochre is better to start from here. Close to the cat a little bit. I try to keep a little bluey sky close to cat. Even orange. Here. These are bunch of leaves cover each other, but when I move here close a little bit toward up, it's better not to keep like that because it's better to make it separate because we want to draw some branches in between. So I make it separate a little bit and make it smaller. I can use the side of brush stroke to make smaller stroke and then keep some bluey color in between. Then I prefer to premix my white with the yellow because permanent yellow, it's so transparent. A little white can make it more opaque and even a tiny bit yellow ochre that reduce this really shiny yellow and then give it a little bit heavier texture. So it's more easy to go with that. And then more close to the color that we need. And even we imagine here a little bit narrow road. And on the other side, I take this purple color that I have, bring it here, move it to the brown. One side is browny, one side is a little more grayish, purplish. And then with this tip of brush, because it's in perspective, so the top should be in an angle like that. With the same brush, you can take a little darker brown, add some edges, but we will cover up lots of part with the leaves. Just add some dark movement here. Even you can make some square, tiny square as a window like that. Just tiny square, add here, like the window of the building, but I know that we will cover a lots of part with the color of leaves. Even small part is on top. Like this kind of shape. And going to add dark brown. We can use whole the hair of brush or just the tip. It depends which part you want to use. On the bottom of tree trunk is a little bit thicker, so we can use whole the hair, but the top is more narrow. It's better to use just the tip. And I'm not going to add one line from top to bottom because I want to make it covered by the leaves. Even if you do that, if it's easier, you can draw some the tree trunk just straight and then add the leaves around it. I can do both and show you what happened. For example, I'm going to add with the broken line to show that this tree trunk is in between my leaves. So some of them covered by leaves, so I add a little bit, look like broken line. Connect here. I add a little branch to that. Sometimes it's more easy to draw it easily and then add a little bit leaves beside that. Some branches in between with a broken line. But when you are up in higher, please use the tip and make the line be narrow. Randomly, I try to add some line in between the leaves. And there is another thing, if you add a drop of water, sometimes it's more easy for the end of the branch to make the line narrow and move it easily, not really thick. But just it's better to use it here on this end of the line, not the other side. So it's not just one branch, it's two. I'm going to add another. It's two tree trunk, I mean, but lots of branch. This one I just draw it whole and then add some leaf on top. So both are okay. Because this is the base that we need to have. And even pure blue color and the purple one. Same color that we use for sky, but we need to use pure brown on both sides of the window and then pure white color as well. So let me take one brush and I'm going to make the window line a little bit thicker. Because it's already thicker, I bring the sky color inside and make it more narrow. So take this color, add on top. I just try to repeat it and make it accurate and make the line more straight. And even I can add a little darker brown on the side. And I'm going to use all these with just a flat brush. With the tip and hold the hair. So we need to be friend with our brushes. So we can use hold the hair, we can use the tip, we can use the side of the brush. And all the part of brush hair can help us to do painting. Okay, and then Now you can use really heavy paint if you like, because it's exactly in front of us, it's not further. Inside the window, everything that you see is further. It's not far, it's not close to us. But here it's close, so you can make it a little thick, which is interesting. And use heavy brush stroke. Then even pure brown I can use here. When it's wet, pure brown mix with this mixture and give me nice result. Even the pure bluey color, dark blue. I use heavy paint because I want not let it draw so fast and bring another dark and light color on top and let them blend together very well. On a place that cat is sitting, it's better to be just a bit dark. So use darker blue and brown. With heavy brush stroke. And even this purple tone that we have can come on top and make this part a little lighter, because already this part is just a bit lighter. We can use some brush stroke to make it light tone. But I prefer to bring the dark first and then add this color on top to let it mix together. Even on window as well. We need some lighter tone to bring, but it's better to have dark and then bring the light tone on top and let it, like on and off, be visible. With a smaller brush, like this size that match with the size of my cat, I'm going to add with the pure black color. Use this kind of stroke because the hair is circly and the body is curvy like that. And then I would like to show like the fairy, or yeah, it's a fairy hair. So small stroke and try to make it like this. Even if the stroke be visible as a line, tiny line would be great. And use heavy paint. Even let it sit on top. And we can use a smaller pointy brush for those parts that I mentioned it's lighter. At the same time, I'm going to add the brown color that I mixed with the white around the ear. And then on top of the head. use a small stroke. Try to make it like a fairy hair on top. Even when it's white, I'm not going directly to the white. First, I'm going with this color and then add the white color. In between of the body, we can use this brownie as well with the line. And then move on for the rest with black. With a small stroke, you can make hairy or fairy hair. Take heavy paint, small stroke, just a bit accurate for the body, need to shape it. Even on the face, just one side, it's okay to do with the white color, and which is the left side. And even for the body, make it look like fairy hair, but because the blacky color is still wet, they mix together and spread like that, but that's fine. I'm going to add again the black color on top, adding some white. You can clean the line after everything gets completely dry, not when it's wet. Sometimes it's fine when it's wet because they can mix together. Sometimes no.